but luxury clients will pay the increased prices. Of course they will. They're luxury clients. They pay increased prices for everything if you show them the value. Hi, I'm Brian Icenhower, and I am here with my friend and coaching client, George Corey. George, welcome to the show, man.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. How are you?
I'm great. I am great. George is from Fort Lauderdale, and we worked together for quite some time. And now George is the #1 luxury listing agent in the Fort Lauderdale area. And he's kind of really broken through into a higher price point, over the course of our relationship together. And it's been so fun to see him do it, man. It got so cool. It got so successful. I hopped on a plane and we went out and met out there, and we went fishing, doing some offshore sport fishing for mahi-mahi. Caught a bunch of fish out there down in the Florida Keys just a few months ago. Or maybe just a month ago.
Pretty awesome, man.
Yeah. And so we talked about some of the things that we needed to get on video. And a lot of that was, some luxury listing objections that you get and how we overcome those in your listing presentations, some of the typical objections we get from luxury sellers. But first, I want them to tell you who you are and how you broke into the luxury market.
All right, sounds good, man. Thank you again. And that trip was amazing. I had a lot of fun. My first time catching an actual mahi-mahi ever, and that was my third trip trying to fish. I would say so. That was something. So my name is George Corey. I'm a broker of GK Realty Group. We're down here in Fort Lauderdale and Cold Spring. We have 2 offices right now. I've been coaching with Brian for quite some time right now, and I started, about 10 years ago, selling the average price point about $500,000. And it was always a goal to break into the luxury market. I just didn't know how to start with. So it came pretty much from multiple activities, which, I was like a prospecting machine, pretty much calling FSBO expired all the time. So I was able to get into a property through a FSBO that was on a luxury, above $1.5 million. It took me some time to be able to convince the owner to kind of list with me because, one of the objections was I don't have much experience selling that kind of market, nor have sold any property in that price point. But from that, we use the farming, once we get that property listed, we use the farming techniques that I'm still using till now. And it's just, working fantastic for me, from sending out reports to, sending listing needed. By the way, actually, I got a call yesterday from someone up in Virginia who owns a property down here, who got a flyer from me listing needed, and they're kind of looking into selling their property without even coming down here to meet with me. So that was that's the most recent. And
that's such a basic mailer, right? We need listings. We're in a low inventory market. It's almost like you're stating the obvious, but it works.
It is. The problem, Brian, is like when you're thinking about the luxury market, you think like you really have to go out of your ways and do some crazy stuff to get people to list with you. But in reality, it's just few things that we tweak here and there to get in the door. And of course, papers has to be luxurious, the layout luxurious. But yeah, it is really the basic, So that client called me. He wants to sell his property down here. It's about $1.7 million. From that as well, we do just listed, just sold, we do market report. And the biggest actually, and one of the most important thing that we started implementing lately is I got the mailing, the emails for pretty much the neighborhood. And I added those to my CRM, and now I'm pretty much targeting them on a pretty much a weekly and a monthly email. Telling them exactly what's happening in their area, pretty much at any kind of point, just listed in the area, just sold, and it was really a nice way of nice and very smart way from your side of how we can initiate the conversation and pretty much get the okay from them to start sending them emails. We came across as we're neighborhood expert, and we're trying to just update you guys with any of the properties or the market that's happening in your area. So all of those together are really generating multiple listings per month. We went from really nothing to multiple listings per month in the luxury market, and thanks to you, man. I appreciate that.
You bet. Well, I love what you're doing. I mean, and what we're talking about, like once you got the email addresses, which has been the last layer we've kind of put on top of this, you're using those, we're uploading those into Facebook. And then we are retargeting our Facebook ads at those email addresses on Facebook. A lot of people don't know you can do that. So now we're marketing that way. We're setting them up on listing e-alerts. So they're getting emails for any new listings that hit the market, go under contract, or sell in their neighborhood. Again, that all looks like you're selling them. At the same time, you're also keeping them up to date on the sales in their neighborhood, letting them look at photos of their neighbors' homes and the price of their neighbors' homes and comparing it to their own. So you're keeping them up to date on the increasing value of their home too. So they're getting so much value from you, and they're seeing you on Facebook. They're seeing you in the mailbox. They're seeing you in the email. So you're the only agent that's hustling. And that's the neat thing about breaking into a luxury market. Those agents typically don't hustle. They don't hustle, and you do. So you just do what they do on steroids and use a little nicer marketing paper and a little nicer layout and marketing presentation. They don't stand a chance, and that has proven true.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, just providing value, one after the other, so we can pretty much be first in mind. With just different layout. I mean, different layout. Once you get the layout done for luxury, you pretty much can use that throughout the entire marketing material.
Correct. Yeah, it's even worse, hiring if a lot of people use our, marketing materials we provide, but it's even worth hiring a graphic designer just to give you some editable templates that you can use over and over again, and let them give you like 5 or 6 to choose from. And that one looks luxurious. That one looks clean and modern and crisp, or whatever you're after. Then once you have all the templates, you have like the mailers, the emails, all that stuff lined up, you can reuse them over and over again.
Awesome.
Which is what you've done, which is fabulous. And that's why you're now listing, $3 million, $4 million, $5 million, $6 million listings on the regular. Your price point has doubled, tripled, quadrupled.
Absolutely.
A lot more income with a lot less work that way. That's for dang sure. So,
and that was pretty fast, man. I gotta admit, if I knew those ways a while ago, I would have applied that years ago.
That's true. That's true.
I was impressed, very, very well impressed with the results. So,
and I'll tell you, and this is one thing I want people to make sure they get from this: the fact that you started out prospecting for FSBOs and expireds is not lost on you. That's actually something we coach and we train on the regular. And now, because you have that skill set, you can look for anytime an expired pops up in one of your geographic luxury farms, you can call it right away and turn into your listing. Or if someone tries to FSBO in one of those farms, same thing. You're on it right away. You know what to do. That's second nature to you.
Absolutely.
So awesome stuff there. Well, cool. Okay. Well, that's been the story of your success. Now I thought we'd share some of the luxury listing objection handlers and talking points and scripts that we've talked about. But I think to do this, we'll make it so you're going to be, because your sellers. So you're going to be your sellers. You're going to be a luxury seller, and I'm going to be George. Okay. So
I got plenty for you.
I'm going to be the agent trying to overcome the objection from you. So let's see. Hopefully you haven't thought of new ones since we talked on that boat out in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. We'll see.
So no, pretty much they're all the same kind of thing. Once you start going on multiple appointments, you just realize it's kind of all the same kind of objection. The most common one that I heard is 3% is too much commission. What if I give you just a flat fee? And then you can take care of the sale of the property.
Right. So with commission objections, this one's really important. It's very important we hold the line here. And you're going to see all the top producing agents hold the line. Like if you look at the average commission percentage per agent, the higher producers, believe it or not, are the ones that hold the 3%, 6%, however you want to look at it, commission rate or something close up there. Whereas it's the lower producers that typically don't have the skill set or the courage or the confidence to hold the line with their commission objection. So they don't, they don't, have 50 other houses they're selling this year. So they don't want to lose this one. So they tend to cave because of that lack of confidence. Whereas the higher producers, they'll hold the line. And so it's really important we always hold the line. Even if we don't have a lot of business, we have to hold the line. And I'll be perfectly honest with you. If someone says it to me, I'll say, no, we're a full service company. We get the highest price for our clients. And we do that by charging a normal rate. And that normal rate is, 6%, 3%, what have you. Now, here's the important thing. And this is something we always talk about with commissions. I'll say the first thing is we have got to pay a full commission percentage to the buyer's agent. And here's why. So I take it off me right away and I start talking about paying the buyer's agent. Okay. And I'll say, here's why. We know that 96% of home buyers use an agent to purchase a home. Okay. And the only reason it's not 100% is because that 4%, that small percentage, they'll buy, directly from a home builder or something like that, or a developer, not have an agent. But for the most part, buyers don't buy FSBO. They don't buy on their own. Absolutely. Okay. So because of that, believe it or not, we're actually marketing to the other agents more than we are the general public. Since there's a 96% chance the buyer of your home is going to be pointed out to them by their agent. So where every single agent looks every single day for their clients is they look in our multiple listing service, and right there it says how much they're going to get paid. So I don't care if your price is high, low, photos are good and bad, when compared to the amount of commission that you're going to pay the person who's deciding whether to show the property to their client or not, that's not a place to short. That's not a place to cut corners.
Absolutely.
Right? So I'll let them know. So please, there's a reason that the vast majority of listings are at 3% or 2.5%, whatever's in your, whatever's the norm in your area. And I think it should be 3. I don't know why lately it's gone 2.5 in some areas. It's because of usually a lack of skill and people just lacking confidence and dropping, and then everybody dropping. But I would try to hold that line at 3%. And that's how I would do it. And I would just say, hey, to try and cut on the commission when 96% of home buyers come through agents or negotiate by agents is really poor people thinking. It's like, especially if you've got a business owner, which oftentimes in the luxury market, those are business owners. Even if they're expensive surgeons, they own their own business. So oftentimes in that luxury market, they actually have an employer mentality, not an employee mentality. So actually the objections get easier with them. And I'll even say you've got to have an employer mentality here and invest in your business. We're looking at getting proceeds of 200, 300, 500,000 out of this house, whatever it is. And if you start cutting these types of corners, we're going to reduce the amount of proceeds dramatically. Yes, you may cut your costs by a little bit up front, but you'll reduce your total seller's proceeds by 10 times that amount if you roll the dice and try to cut corners. It's gambling. So I'll use buzzwords like that: roll the dice, gambling, cutting corners, risky. And what I'll say is the safe conservative play is to invest in your business, invest in the sale of your house to get the largest amount of income out of your house when it sells. So I start advising them. I don't negotiate with them. I turn into a coach, a mentor, or trainer. And I get into that very authoritative where I'm telling them what to do. And I'll tell them, do not think like an employee here. You got to where you were in this world by thinking like an employer, investing in your business and being confident.
Yeah, and for the most part, they all kind of understand that, which, it was surprising as well that people in this kind of price point, they're more understanding to the commission part than the lower price point. And, one thing that will help me is, by kind of putting things on, all the value we pretty much provide. And, I would ask a seller, which one do you want to take off from this list? So I realized when I turn this on them that, this is what I suggest we do, but if you want to take off the commission, let's just take off from this list.
Photos. Yeah, we don't need those.
Like, which one do you want to take off? And I want to take off
whatever.
we want some phone, pictures. I can do that, So it always come back to being okay. Let's go with the 6%. But that employer mentality really actually that was a game changer for me. You remember, I was struggling at some point, kind of having the seller kind of trust me, and a lot of them kind of they're business owners, so they get in that kind of control.
Yes.
That they're so much in control, and now with their properties, it's so easy for me. It was easier for me to kind of get in that zone of losing control because lower price point. It's all about I want to provide the best customer service. I want to really walk them through everything. I want to be nice. Now with the luxury, I have to kind of mirror and match them by being the business owner that they are as well, with the same kind of mindset and mentality.
Correct. This is my arena. I'm the professional here. You hired me to take my advice. You got to give the advice. You don't start putting yourself on their level and negotiating with them. Say, well, wait a minute. No, I don't recommend we do that. You hired me for a reason, and that's why I'm here. Right? So after I deflect with all that and change their thinking, I'll say, here's what full service looks to you. Okay. What we're going to do to start out, and this is something you do well that I think is amazing, even in this low inventory market, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to actually have 2 open houses within the first 2 weekends. Okay. And I know a lot of you are saying, well, I can't have open houses in this low inventory market. Houses are selling too fast. And I'm going to say, no, I'm going to have them no matter what. Okay. And I'm going to keep having them every weekend. Why? It's a $6 million house. Do you know how many amazing listings you can get from the neighbors if you're holding opens at a $6 million house? Do you know how many really, really wealthy buyers you can turn into clients by having that open? Do you know how many open house mailers, emails, phone calls, voicemail drops you can do to the neighborhood to promote your open house, to show that no one works harder in this luxury neighborhood than George does? So you want to have all these. Good farmers know open houses are the key because it gives us something to market, right? And it gets other listings and other sellers to come our way. So I'm going to use that in this listing to show my value, not take away. I'm going to say, here's what 6% gets you. And what it's going to get you is, even if we get, if we're going to get multiple offers that are going to drive up our sale price above market and above list, that's going to happen in the first 2 or 3 weeks. Okay. When it first hits the market. And what we're going to try to do is, obviously there's, thousands of other agents out there in the multiple listing service that we're going to market to that are going to bring buyers. And then I'm also going to try to generate our own from the general public and from the neighborhood, because we ultimately find the purchaser of a home as a friend, family member, or, acquaintance of somebody that already lives in the neighborhood that knows someone that wants to move in there. So we're going to market hard to them too. Okay. And we're going to try to do all this to try to bring 2 offers, 3 offers, 4 offers to the table so we can drive up your seller's proceeds through that purchase price. Right. And one of the ways we do that is through marketing multiple open houses right up front to create a frenzy around it. And then our customer service does not stop there. Even if we start getting offers and we go back and forth in negotiations, we're going to keep holding the open houses anyway. Why? Because that really puts the screws to them in negotiations. Because the first thing that they're going to do if they get the house back and forth in counter offers is they're going to start driving their sisters and their friends by the house on the weekends when they're not working. And they're going to see 30 people going through their house at one of my open houses where I'm giving away champagne and strawberries. And they're going to say, what are all those people doing walking through my house? And they're going to steal my house away from me. So let's go up and let's just accept that counter offer. I don't care how ridiculous it is. Let's accept it. So I'm going to keep the screws to them. This is a listing presentation. Absolutely. The agents don't talk like this. They don't see agents that are this aggressive. And it doesn't stop there, guys, because even if we get it under contract, we still have inspections to do. So I'm going to keep doing open houses for backup offers. And I'm going to let the buyer's agent know this up front, that our sellers want to keep doing open houses till all the contingencies are waived. And that way we hold for backup offers. And that way, when they do inspections, they're going to know, no way we're going to ask for anything. We're just going to take it as is, because all these other people are waiting to jump in our place because they've seen these people going through it. So that's what we do on the George Corey Real Estate Group. We keep working for you. So I'm going to evidence that we shouldn't have our commissions cut because they've never heard an agent work this hard before. They will not ask anymore. They'll just be like, okay, whoa, this is awesome.
I was going to say, luxury realtors for the most part, again, I can't say, all of them because there's some really amazing ones out there. But, more established they get in a specific area, pretty much less likely they have to try to impress the seller or pretty much get the job done. For the most part, the market might be a little bit different, but back when the inventory was pretty much normal, we used to see a lot of properties expiring, and it's taken about 300-400 days and multiple realtors to get the property sold because the listing agent was just putting the property on the market and just waiting for it to sell. However, we're using the proactive approach where we're actively fishing for more clients to come in the property and pretty much tour it, and raising that kind of scarcity that you have multiple people in the open house. It definitely work with luxury properties as well. It's pretty much the same thing.
These guys respect the hustle. They respect the hustle.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all the marketing we talked about earlier, like you retargeting Facebook ads, you sending out the mailers, marketing open houses, you putting people on listing alerts. They see all that, and you're going to reiterate it to them in this listing presentation. So they're going to see no one works harder, and they're going to realize they have the best in the neighborhood because they don't get marketing like that from anyone else, and they're going to listen to you. So they're going to see that you are a full price broker, and they've never seen any other agents do all this or even suggest the aggressive marketing strategy that I just suggested with the open houses and how we're going to keep negotiating for them throughout the transaction, right? So that's the best way to handle listing objections is deflect them and then go into your value prop and make it an aggressive one. I mean, you can literally almost see me coming through the screen right now at you. And that's because I'm bringing that value. They're going to say, wow, this is not a lazy agent. This is not a put it in the sign in the yard type of guy and put it in MLS and wait. This is someone who's going to go get it.
And I've had a client saying the same thing. He actually, that was in the beginning of me transitioning to the luxury market. He told me after they hired me, I said, just let me ask you, why did you guys end up picking me versus two other realtors that they're more established pretty much in this area? And they said, we believe that you're going to work the hardest for us versus, the other two realtors. And that was really a light bulb.
Yep. Luxury clients will pay the increased prices. Of course they will. They're luxury clients. They pay increased prices for everything if you show them the value. So getting into a haggling competition is not the way to do that. The way is deflect it, move into your value. Okay. And move into it and get real aggressive with it. So make it very active too. Don't just talk about your photos and your stagers. Everyone does that. Talk about you have a listing and marketing plan like George, you totally do. And I think we've laid out pretty well here on aggressive, pretty aggressive levels. So George, I know we got to jump. So thank you so much for giving me your time today. You're an inspiration to so many people that want to jump into the luxury market and dominate it. And you have done it in rapid time. So congratulations, my friend.
It's doable, man. Thank you for your help.
You bet. All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.